and welcome. David Levin here, Raise Your Inner Game today. This is Tuesday, so we're talking sports, playing sports, and helping kids who play sports. And the subject today is trash talk, how to deal with trash talk. I was talking with a friend the other day about pickleball. He plays pickleball here in town. I'd love to try it. It sounds like it would be perfect for me. I know it's getting huge, but I can't seem to find an opportunity here to play. A little frustrated about that. But anyway, my friend, I was asking him about his mental game, just in general. He got talking about pickleball and said one of his big struggles is that a guy he plays with is always trash talking him, and he gets in his head. Now, first, I just think it's funny when grown-ups, and we're basically talking not just grown-ups, but like senior citizens here, are still so competitive that they would trash talk their opponents. What are we doing here, people? It's a game. In contrast, I think I mentioned my recent games of Ultimate Frisbee, maybe not on the Tuesday pod. But anyway, I played a couple of times with the local Ultimate Club, and those guys who are a lot younger and also a lot better athletes are so focused on keeping things fun, they stopped a game after a few minutes to resort the teams because it seemed like one had gotten too many of the taller, better players, and they wanted to keep things nice and even. Come on, that's excellent. That's the way it should be. Anyway, this is not the opinion, apparently, of my friend's pickleball mate. And so he was asking what can be done to deal with trash talk. So here are a couple of ideas for you. The problem is not the trash talk, of course. It's our reaction to the trash talk. They say whatever it is they say. It makes us mad or distracts us. And all of a sudden, we're off in our head, thinking about it, being mad, instead of doing what we need to do to play well, which is to be present and focused on the game. That's the mechanism of how trash talk affects our game. It pulls us into our head. So knowing that, the first thing to try is to break that natural response cycle. You need to learn to recognize and observe those thoughts and feelings as they come up and pull you off into your head, and then just say, nope, not going there. It takes a little bit to learn it, but you can pick it up right away, and it is like magic in keeping all kinds of things from hurting your game. The second way to deal with trash talk is to turn it around and use the energy of it to lift your game to a higher level. The most famous example of this was Michael Jordan, and this is a great story. He apparently was a big trash talker. Early in his career, people didn't know him well yet around the league. He would do that. He would trash talk whoever was covering him. Then, of course, they would start trash talking him back, and then he would use that energy like a booster rocket to take his game to another level. It got to the point where teammates of the opposing team before the game would say to whoever was going to cover him, whatever you do, don't get into it with him, because if you do, he will kill us. I love that. Another example comes from Josh Waitzkin. Maybe not a name you know, but really you should if you play sports. He was first known as a chess prodigy. The movie Searching for Bobby Fischer is about him. Became a world champion chess master. Think about that. Literally the world champion in chess. Just one person gets that spot, right? But then, and this is just freaky, he left chess, which, is like basically a purely intellectual game. He quit chess, went into martial arts, which is like physical, and became a world champion at that, too. Push hands, Tai Chi world champion. It's crazy. And he wrote a book about all of it called The Art of Learning. Maybe not a great title, but it's a very interesting book. Anyway, in there, he paints a similar picture about how to deal with distraction. In this case, it was while playing chess, but it applies to everything. There were 4 different levels of how to deal with people trying to get into your head. First level was just trying to avoid it. He told stories of people trying to wear earplugs and talking to the judges ahead of time, having them watch out for that kind of work the ref. Not super effective, but that's where most people are. The second level was learning to use the energy to boost their game. And that's better, but then you can only get to that level when something triggers you. The third is the Michael Jordan approach, where you're intentionally getting others to trigger you so you can boost your game, use that energy. And the fourth highest level is learning to get yourself there on your own. So that's a very interesting approach, actually using it to your advantage. Again, you probably need to be able to depersonalize it first, not let it pull you off into your head. You need to stay more in the zone of observing it and just saying, okay, I feel this. Let's ride this to a higher level. The last section sort of grows from that one, which is to let it genuinely strike you as fun. I love this. This is fantastic. A great sign that we're playing at our best is when we're having fun, right? I'm sure you felt that many times. So if you can take the negative energy, the trash talk, and again, depersonalize it, and just look at it from the outside as something that just makes the whole experience more alive and energized and fun, that is another way to turn it to your advantage. I'm not saying any of these are easy. It's very natural to get mad and pulled off into our head when something's bugging us like that. It does take practice to develop the ability to step back from our thoughts and feelings, but it's definitely doable. We teach this every day in the Sports Academy and see the results. So at least, at the very least, just keep these ideas in your mind as possibilities. Observe the thoughts and feelings as they arise. Say, nope, not going there. Take the energy, use it to boost your own, and find a way to see it all as adding to the fun. If you can do even a bit of those, I think you really feel the difference. All right, that's what I wanted to talk about this week, how to deal with trash talk. I hope that was helpful. If you play sports and want to boost your mental game, or you have kids in sports and want to help them with theirs, check out our Mental Game Starter Kit. It's a great set of resources to help anyone take their mental game to the next level. Go to raiseyourinnergame.com, scroll to the bottom, you can learn about it and register there. It's all free, of course. We also offer private and group coaching you can learn about at the site. If you like what you heard on today's show, please do tell your friends, invite them to join us, and rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. That's how people find the show and get the mental game charge we all need. If you'd like to support the show so we can keep things ad-free, please click the Buy Me a Coffee link below, and thank you very much for that. If you're listening to the audio podcast and you like video or just listening on YouTube, we post all our episodes there as well. There's a link to that in the show notes. And finally, we'll close with Steve Prefontaine, the legendary runner, and his quote from the end of the Raise Your Inner Game book. To give anything less than your best is to sacrifice your gift. We say it every week, but that's what we're doing. We're working to be our best, help our kids be their best, both on the field and off. So keep up the good work, and we'll see you next time.